What is up, everybody, and welcome to Everything's Plastic. Got a very special guest for our show tonight. Quite different for me to be actually interviewing other people. And if you never caught me on Yukon Phil's show, Yukon is usually the one doing the interview. Today, it's his turn. We're going to reverse roles, and I'm going to interview him and put him in the hot seat for a bit. So let's not delay it, and let's get the show started. Actually, I can't even see my computer. Let's welcome Phil to the channel. Now, I don't have any kind of, flashy intros like you do. My skills with any kind of editing is very limited. So, well, yeah, let's get to it and get some questions. Make sure everything's fine on this side.
Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, no worries, man. Happy to have you on. Fine on this side. Oh,
thanks for having me on, man.
Always technical difficulties. All right, let's go. I'll try to make this quick and painless.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
So we'll get going. So what got you into collecting?
I've always been into toys. Toys were just my thing as a kid. You know, a lot of kids, they're into video games or they're into whatever it might be. Toys were always my thing, man. I was so into Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles and Star Wars and all that stuff when I was a kid. Transformers were like my main thing. And they were always kind of this calming comfort kind of thing, you know, where no matter what was going on, I could always go look at my toys, could always play with my toys and kind of feel a little bit better about whatever the situation was and what was going on. So really, it just kind of struck a nerve with me. Ever since I was probably about 3 years old with my little vintage Star Wars figures. So it's always been there, man. There's cool. Never a time when there wasn't. So
when did, what age were you when you started collecting? Like, I know we all collected toys, we all had toys and stuff like that, but when did you really turn around and kind of make a hobby of it? Because playing with toys and having toys as a kid is one thing, but
Yep.
When did the actual collecting, turn it into collecting, we'll say?
So that was 1996 Power of the Force Star Wars. That's
okay.
What got me back into it. I was 15, 1996. I remember I was with my mom and my brother, and I was kind of in that weird, awkward age where I was looking at toys, but I was also looking at girls, and I was trying to decide which one do I want to go with here. And it accidentally ended up being both. So
yeah.
I was with my mom and my brother. We were in Kmart. I don't know if you guys remember Kmart. Chris, I don't know if do you have a Kmart where you are? Or did you used to have a Kmart? Okay. So I was in Kmart and my mom's like, what do you guys want for Easter? And we walked by the toy aisle, just glanced, and I thought I was kind of a dork for even going in the toy aisle, to be honest with you. And I saw the Darth Vader TIE Fighter and I saw all the figures and I'm like, I want that. I know I'm 16 years old, but I want that for Easter. So my mom's like, okay, let's get it. She got my brother some, and then I just started. I got my job, my first job that summer, and 90% of my money went into all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's it just exploded from there. I became a big completionist for everything Star Wars Power of the Force, and just since then it's been full on for the last 27 years. So
cool. Awesome. You have any of your childhood toys now, or?
Unfortunately, I do not. So I've gotten back a lot of the vintage TMNT line. I'm getting back a lot of the real Ghostbusters line. I just got it back. You can kind of see right there. Vintage Star Wars line. So none of the ones I actually had as a kid, but I'm trying to get a lot of those back now just due to the way that things are going with Hasbro and that sort of thing. So that's my goal, is to kind of get everything I had as a kid. And, that really is nostalgic. I'll be looking online for stuff. I'm like, you see something and it's just this rush of memories and rush of feelings you had when you had that toy. So I mean, that's really kind of what I'm looking at now. But I wish I had some from when I was a kid,
here.
but I just don't, man. They're all in the trash.
I don't know where mine's do.
Yeah,
they got passed along to relatives and all that stuff. So, and maybe some in the garbage or some dumps.
Right. I remember when I was a kid. Yeah, it sucks. It's I remember when I was a kid, my brother, he didn't like certain ones, so we just throw them in the trash. And we were like, okay, well, you just don't get them anymore. Little did we know that they're worth hundreds of dollars today. And we're like, okay, well, that sucks.
So for people watching, what do you collect primarily now? I know we can see some Star Wars in the
Yeah.
background. We know you collect like Transformers and stuff. What else do you collect?
So I'm into Star Wars Black Series, which is a love-hate relationship, as you guys
Yes.
who collect Black Series know. Chris, you know.
Yeah.
Into that, Transformers. I'm trying to get more into vintage. I've got a lot of the reissues from Walmart. Got a few of those, but it's mostly the stuff with the Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom, Legacy lines. I've got a couple hundred Transformers. Gotten back into GI Joe Classified, which I think is Hasbro's best line going right now.
Oh,
You
definitely.
probably agree with me on that one. Vintage TMNT. I've got some movie TMNT, some Super 7 TMNT. So big Ninja Turtle guy. Also got some DC multiverse, strictly Batman, Joker, Batman villains. That's that type of thing.
Yeah,
With
it's pretty much same here.
yeah, yeah. And then what else do I collect? Ghostbusters. I think that's it. And they're like 5 or 6 lines. I try to keep it to a minimum, just because there's so many lines you can really get crazy with it. So
Yeah.
honestly, I try to keep. I just sold all my masters. Sold all those. Got rid of a bunch of Black Series that I wasn't into anymore. So I'm really just trying to keep it to a minimum. Keep it to stuff I really like. And vintage, like I said before, is a huge thing that I'm into right now. So
For sure. I wish I had your restraint because I don't. I don't know how many different lines that I'm into, man. Maybe 10, 12 or something like that. It's bits and pieces of everything.
yeah, yeah.
Well, like I
could
said,
see
I
that,
used
man.
to be a completionist for Marvel Legends, right? So
Mhm.
now, since I kind of not abandoned Marvel Legends, but kind of I'm halfway out the door, right? So, but since then, yeah, I'm kind of dipping into everything else. So I was like, I thought I was
It's
going to
hard.
start saving some money, but I'm not.
Right. Well,
I think
that's the
I'm
thing.
spending more.
You get out of something, but you're right back into something else. It's not like
Oh
you're
yeah,
saving the
yeah,
money, you know. It's like when you get a new job, you're like, "Hey, I got this new job. I don't have all this extra money." No, you don't. You're just buying more shit that you wouldn't have bought before. You know,
for
that's how it
sure.
goes. So, I'm trying to be restrained, but I've got a trip coming up to vet. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dallas Vintage Toys. Dallas Vintage
Yeah,
Toys is in Dallas, Texas.
yeah,
Going there for my birthday, saving up a bunch of money for that. So I'm sure all my restraint will go out the window here in a few weeks when I go do that. So
yeah. It's always cool. I wish we had more toy shows here.
yeah,
We have very few. Like we have markets, farmer markets, and all that stuff where, or just like kind of markets where there's a few vendors. Like my buddy's a vendor and all that stuff, and he has
right.
some stuff, but there's nothing really on the scale that you guys have.
Yeah, yeah. Well, down in Texas, they got a lot. Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma to answer Malgus's
Yeah,
question. I'm glad you like my background. Thank you. But Oklahoma, I mean, it's pretty dry. We have a few here and there, but it's nothing like in Texas or in like Ohio. Ohio's another huge spot. The Northeast. I talked to Mr. Fantastic a while back, and he's got a ton. TMC's got a ton. So yeah, I mean, it's really hit and miss. It depends where you're at.
yeah, for sure. I should get caught up with with the
Maybe.
chat. What's up, gentlemen?
Oh man.
August says hello there, and Jackie B says, "Hey guys, made it on time. Awesome, thank you." Iggy says, "Yo, what's up?" And we have Melgus again. I think you already answered his question. And Yukon, that looks like Darth Melgus. See, the thing is, I have a 32-inch monitor, and my iPhone's right here, and it's blocking the chat, and it's blocking.
So this is a potential giant Darth Malgus statue. This came out when Knights of the Old Republic came out. To answer your question, so yeah, I mean it's dusty as hell, but yeah, this is a cold cast statue from Knights of the Republic. So this is what they gave you when the game came out. Buddy
Okay.
actually gave me this probably about 7-8 years ago. So I keep it as a gift. I think it's cool. Looking forward to that Black Series figure, but yeah,
For sure, we don't see a lot of Darth Melgus at all.
no, and I wish we'd see more, honestly, because I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the character. I like the character a lot.
for sure. And we have RB here. Just want to pop by
RB,
really quick and say hi, everyone.
what's up,
Hope
RB?
everyone is having a great weekend and staying safe. You too, my friend. Hopefully, we have you on next weekend or the weekend after. Now, Melgus, obviously, he's going to be a fan of your Darth Melgus statue.
Right.
He said it went from 6 to midnight. That's too much information there, buddy.
Right.
So, we were talking about your collecting toys and having toys. So, is there anything in your collection right now that you wish it had?
Oh yeah.
Like, is there anything out there right now that that's top of your list? If you could just snap your fingers and have it, what would it be?
There's not one thing. There's like a million things.
Yeah.
So I've been eyeing, like I said, getting into vintage more. So a lot of the vintage stuff. So I'll give you a couple. Ghostbuster Firehouse. Want that. Had that as a kid. Want the Ghostbuster Firehouse back. The Technodrome. Vintage TMNT. Never had the Technodrome as a kid. So I've been looking at those. Those things are through the roof when it comes to being pricey. $350, $400 for one that's complete and in good condition.
Yeah.
Love to have one of those. Star Wars wise, I'd love to have the Death Star playset. Never had that as a kid. Never had chances when I was really into 3 3/4 inch Star Wars to get it, but never did. Always wanted the new stuff, and now it's like, well, now I want the old stuff. Yeah. Transformer wise, I mean, I'm always this close to selling all my Transformers and getting into third party masterpiece.
Yeah.
Fans Toys, Make Toys, all
Got a
those.
lot of cool stuff, man.
Oh man, it's unbelievable,
Yeah.
and they're a bigger scale, and they're much more detailed. The thing I got against those is they are such a nightmare to transform. These ones I can handle; those are nearly impossible to transform. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to get some of those third party ones, but that means I would have to sell everything I have now. So I don't know if I'm ready to go through that hassle of trying to sell and everything else. I don't think I will. But yeah, I mean, really, a lot of my big things right now are vintage things that I'm really looking at. I know that Hasbro is releasing the Nemesis from Transformers, the Decepticon ship too. So I'm trying to save up some money from that because I think that's going to be awesome.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. We'll see if I can maybe get some of that stuff here soon.
Awesome. So if you can only click one line, what would it be? Would it be Star Wars, Transformers?
Yeah, that's tough, man. So I only collected Star Wars for a long time. For a long time. It was probably for about 15 years. I only collected Star Wars. I had a 3 3/4 inch collection where I had over 1,700 figures. I had 500 vehicles. I had a huge 3 3/4 inch Star Wars collection. That's all I collected from 96 all the way to 2011. So, I mean, it would probably be Star Wars, but man, it would be very difficult for me to let go of my Transformers. I think that would be super tough to do. But yeah, I mean, you can see the background. So it's like, I think it's going to be Star Wars. Pretty hard. I've wanted to stop this line many times. I have. And then it always kind of pulls me back in just because of nostalgia. I'm a huge Vader guy. So yeah, I just don't think I'll ever stop collecting Star Wars. Even, Carlos T3, he was telling me the other day that production's going to cut down through Hasbro. And so we're going to go back like we were a few years ago where every figure is going to be difficult to find. And it's like, well, okay, if that's fine, even if Black Series is hard to find, there's thousands of 3 3/4 inch figures that I don't have that I can go and try to find. So it's like Star Wars is just kind of this infinite bridge of collecting where you're never going to stop and you're never going to have everything. So I think that's the one that I would definitely stick with the most, man.
Yeah, same thing with like Marvel Legends and all that stuff.
Yep.
I kind of for a while I've been going back and trying to find some older stuff, right? Some older waves that I kind of passed on and trying to find them cheap, obviously, but
right. Well, that's the thing too. If you look good enough and you stock some of these toy stores and you really watch Amazon, you can get some of this stuff dirt cheap. I haven't spent more than $25 on a vintage figure yet. The only reason I spent 25 on one because it was a Bib Fortuna that was flawless and complete and has everything. And even 25 for that's pretty good. So, you look at that, it's that or a Black Series figure. Well, I'm actually okay paying 25 for a vintage figure that's totally complete and has everything as opposed to a Black Series because it's like there's more nostalgia there for me, So, I mean,
for sure.
Yeah. So,
like, do you have a favorite figure in your collection?
No. I mean, it's so hard to pick.
Top 5? It's such a hard question. Like when you ask
so
me
hard.
If my house is on fire to grab something, I'm like,
tables have turned, man.
Yeah, like I wouldn't know what to say.
Let me see if I can pull them down. This to me is the best. I'll give you this. This is the best sculpt and mold I think Black Series has ever done. This is the 2020 Stormtrooper. I think that's still to date the best Hasbro's ever done. It looks the best to me. The Vader's really good. I think this is still my favorite Black Series figure. I'll say it probably is. I've got like 20 of these guys, so
Yeah.
I'd probably say that one is. Out of my Turtles, my Secret of the Use NECA Shredder, great figure. Love that figure. He was my figure of the year last year. I think he's my favorite. Transformers, probably Devastator. I love that Devastator. I think he's great. DC, anything Joker. I mean, it's too hard to pick again out of those.
So you're more of a Joker fan than a Batman fan? You're more of a villains than heroes?
No, I think Joker and Batman are pretty much neck and neck because I've got the most of those. But I mean, I love all the iterations of Joker. Like I just got the Dragon Joker from DC.
Yeah.
And it's like I never thought I'd get that, but I found the Gladiator Batman, so it's like, well, we got to have a Joker with him. So kind of the way I think about it is every Batman I have, I need a Joker with him, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thinking on that. That's where I go with that. But I would say as far as favorite figure goes, I'll probably give it to this guy right here. I think he's probably up there the most, and we'll see. Maybe that Malgus will dethrone him, but we'll see about that.
Do you have this guy?
know.
I think it's the.
Yeah, I've got like 5 of those guys. Yep.
Yeah, this
Great
one's
figure.
actually pretty awesome too. I really love that one.
Yep, he's a great figure.
Is that
He's
same
actually,
mold now? Same sculpt as the one
same
you have
mold.
there?
Yep, same mold. They just gave him the pauldron and the backpack with the antenna, and then the different gun.
Yeah,
but if you
that was
want
a
a
great
true build,
figure. I love that figure.
yeah, if you want a true build them cheap, that's the way to go. The Jedi Patrol one. These are expensive still. These are still, they're re-releasing them, but they're still like $27 a pop. So I mean, you can get that one $20 easy. So if you want an army build, that's the way to go, man.
For sure. Man, it's much harder on this side of it asking questions. I don't know how you do it so smoothly. I'm here just pausing. It's like I gotta try to make it organic and everything else, but no, man. I gotta gather myself after every question. I'm gonna have to.
Man, I'll let you in on a secret. I've done 40 of those things. So,
Pardon?
I've done 40 of them.
Oh, geez.
So I have practice.
Oh yeah, you're a natural at it, man. You're awesome.
I appreciate that, man. But I mean, if you go back, and you guys go back and watch my first few, it's a total shit show. It's a train wreck. Because like the very first one that I did, I had Ed from Rebels Reptiles Games on. 10 minutes. I couldn't figure out that my volume wasn't working. So that's why I got these things right now. So that way we know that it's working. So man, you're doing a great job. It's just it's a hard thing to do this. You know, it's hard to be an interviewer. It's hard to come up with questions. I'm just trying to give you stuff to where we can keep going too, man. So it's actually hard to be on this side too. I'm not used to this.
Because I kind of came up with like 20 questions, and then I'm like looking at the time, and I was like, oh man, 10 minutes has passed, and I'm gone through 10 questions already.
Right.
I was like, this is going to be like a 10-minute stream, 20-minute stream. But yeah, no, you're a pro, man. I love watching you interview people. Like you're so smooth with it.
I appreciate it. You know, honestly, man, the guests make it. You made it. You and I. See, I need to get you back on my show because, like I told you in the back, I was watching us, and we did a lot of that too. We're like, "Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? No." And it's like you just have to kind of be ready for those sort of things and be like, you know, okay, roll with the punches and kind of go from there, man. So yeah,
this is weird for me. I'm one of those people that I can go a full day without talking to anybody. But if you get me started on a topic, I won't shut up, right? But I feed off other people for conversation, right? So that's why I wanted to do this with interviewing and stuff, because it's going to take me out of my comfort level.
Right. No, I'm with you, man. I mean,
and I got to mix it up on the channel too, right?
Right. No, and it's good, for you to get to know other. I mean, you and I have known each other a while, but it's good to get to know other YouTubers and get to know their philosophies on things too, because there's a lot of different guys and girls who do things a lot differently than you and I do. You know, you and I are. I mean, Chris, you and I are pretty close. We do a lot of the same things. You know, we do the shorts, we do the reviews, we do all that stuff. So, but once you find somebody who's like, they're more into just doing the podcast, like Carlos or like Dre, you know, it's a totally different side, and you really get to meet the different personalities and kind of get going with that. So dude, I commend you for doing it. It is hard. It's difficult. And it's like, there's times you don't want to do it. There's times I'm on Yakka with Yukon. I don't want to do it. I'm like, no, let's not do this.
No, it's definitely going to take a few to get my comfort level up. Anyway,
you're good, man. You're doing great. You're doing great, man.
So Melvis is, he's there trying to name every figure in the room. Who's the hooded character next to Cad Bane on your top shelf behind you?
That is the let's see. Okay, so hold on. I don't want to knock everybody down. Okay, so this is a good figure. This is a brand new figure. This is Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Good figure.
Is that the Imperial Light Cruiser one?
Yep.
Okay.
Light
Right.
Cruiser. I think they got the sculpt down. Chris, I think you got this one, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Good
Not
figure.
unboxed yet, but I got one.
Okay. Yeah, and then they're going to re-release, or they did a redo on the Return of the Jedi Luke, which actually looks better. But it's taken so long for them to give us a good Return of the Jedi Knight Luke. But this does the job. I mean, this is a good figure. I was very excited about it. I actually pre-ordered it twice because I wanted it so bad. But I haven't seen him in stores yet. He is super hard to find in the wild. But I mean, Amazon right now, you can go. He was actually on sale the other day for like $20. So good figure. He'll definitely be in my top 10 this year, I think. I gotta
get around to open them up.
Yeah, no, you should, because
I got
really
good figures that I still have in the packaging, man. I can't get around to it at all.
It's funny how they stack up, and you're like, where the hell did I? Well,
like if you could see behind me, it's absolutely. No, I can't get a camera there, but it's absolutely ridiculous, man. Of how many figures I got in the box, and that closet behind me, it's actually full. And right here, it's all figures just stacked up. So it's pretty ridiculous, man.
The worst part is when you've got all these figures that you haven't opened and your wife comes upstairs like, when did you buy all these? They're like, whoa, hold on. This is like 3 months worth of figures. I didn't just buy all these now. It's like 3 months worth. So don't kill me, okay?
Yeah.
Because that's happened. Collecting habits.
Collecting habits of what's going on. And Malgi says, if why for you both, I can talk Star Wars and ask questions all night. Have at it, man. We got Yukon. We got Phil for close on an hour and a little bit. So
yeah, man.
He likes answering questions.
I do. I do like answering questions.
Especially if it's Star Wars, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
I can do it.
We covered the collecting part of it. Let's cover the YouTube side of it. So roughly how long have you been doing YouTube and making content and all that stuff?
Almost 18 months.
18 months.
Cool. It was the end of January 2022. And I don't know if you know the story, but I'll tell it. So I moved to Oklahoma from Colorado in 2021, June of 2021. So I wasn't working. My wife was the breadwinner, and I was kind of stay-at-home dad. And my wife came to me in January and said, well, I need you to work now. So I'm like, okay, well, okay. So I was thinking about it because I didn't want to go back to doing my normal job. I'm a developer. I'm what you call a business analyst at an insurance company. Super boring shit that I'm not going to bore you guys with, but I wasn't doing that. So, and I didn't want to get back into that. So I was like, what can I do? And I had thought about starting a YouTube channel for a long time, all the way back to, the first YouTuber that I watched was Cincy Nerd back in 2016. I kind of kept up with him and then watched him grow with other guys and that sort of thing. So I always wanted to do it, but I was so shy over on the camera. And I'm like, nobody's going to want to watch this crap. They're not going to want to watch me go in a store and show toys. And it's like, I don't think there's an audience for this. And I was way too embarrassed to do it, even do any test shots with my phone and a camera. I was like, man, I don't even like the way I look in the mirror. I'm not going to put it out for the world to see. Yeah. So I was thinking, I'm like, well, I don't want to do what I did before. So I started doing some research on YouTube. And I was like, okay, so I need 1,000 subs and I need 4,000 hours. That's going to be easy. I'm going to get that like in the first week. Piece of cake. I only know of like 3 toy hunters on all of YouTube. I know there's like, who is there? Cincy Nerd, Greg Cook, and Shartimus. Okay, cake. I can compete with all those guys. No. Wrong. So wrong.
Definitely a lot harder than people think.
So much harder. So I got on there and still was very shy. So I decided, okay, let's come up with a persona. That way I don't have to be me. I can be somebody else. So I thought it'd be a good idea since I live in Yukon, Oklahoma. Let's call this Yukon what? Well, my brother, he always calls me Phil. It's like a nickname. My real name's not Phil. It's Chris. So I don't know where he came up with it, but I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's put Yukon Phil together. And that way I could have an alias and people don't know what it's about. And it's kind of like an inside joke between me and my brother. So that wasn't enough. I had to go get a cowboy hat and then I had to get a mask and change my voice because I was so uncomfortable being in front of the camera. at all. So I'm like, okay, let's try this. I thought it'd be kind of cool too to have a character. Did that for a while. Killed my voice to do live streams. I used to talk like this, be like, "What's up, y'all?"
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And I mean, dude, I used to do live streams by myself. My throat was trashed after about an hour live stream doing that. So I was like, I can't do this. I can't. This is never gonna work. I had like 230 subs. So last June, I was like, I'm done with this. I gave it some time. I didn't really know anybody in the community. Didn't really put myself out there. I kind of thought everybody would come to me, and the only person that did come to me, I tell this every time, was Ed from Rebels, Reptiles, and Games. So, thank you again, Ed. But decided to come back last August, and I was like, let's give this another try, but let's do it as me. Let's be myself. Let's show the real passion for the collecting and show my knowledge. I've been doing this for 27 years. I've been collecting for 27 years. So I think I have seen a lot of stuff when it comes to how toys have evolved and how toys have gotten easier to find, harder to find, all the fluctuation in prices and everything that goes with that. And then I just started messaging people, to be honest with you, man. I messaged you out of the blue. You didn't know who the hell I was. I just started messaging.
I did, actually.
Like, oh, did you? Oh, okay. Even better. Even better.
Funny thing, I kind of followed your channel. Like, I seen your channel when you you had the face mask and all that stuff on, like the Netgator and all that stuff. Yeah, I actually watched your channel back then, which is kind of funny because I never ever told you that, right? And like I said, it was kind of, I watched a bit of it, but then like you can't connect with someone when their face is covered.
Right. Exactly.
So I kind of drifted away, right? And then, but I always stayed subscribed, right? And then all of a sudden I started seeing you pop up, showing your face and all that stuff, and you dropped, you were just you, right? And then I started watching your stuff again. So,
thanks, man. I had no idea.
Yeah, we didn't cover it last time, right? When I was on your channel, right? But it's something that was one of those things that after the live stream was done, I'm like, man, I should have told him that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, I kind of knew who he was before we actually got to know each other a bit, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And that's the thing, man. I think that's what you said is exactly right. It's hard to have a connection. I think when you watch somebody on YouTube, you kind of want to have a little bit of a connection with that person based on what you're watching, because you're watching that content for a reason. Like you and I, we watch toy hunters, we watch toy collectors, toy reviewers, all that stuff. I need to feel like I can understand what this guy is saying based on what he's doing the review about or what he's talking about in his video. That was totally gone with the mask and the hat. So I came back, like I said, I started messaging a bunch of people, and I was like, I'm just gonna, it is not in my nature at all to be an introvert and to go to start making friends on my own. That is not me. I don't even do that good in real life, man. I have more friends on YouTube than I do in my personal life by like a lot. Yeah. So it's like, it's so hard. It's like, it's almost like dating. When you go up to somebody, you feel weird. But when you're in YouTube and you get a hold of somebody, you already have that common interest. You already have that icebreaker. Hey, you collect toys, I collect toys. You want to come on my show and talk about toys? There it is. It's right there. And then the more you get to know people, the more you find out you either do or do not have in common with people. I've met people, oil and water, through YouTube. Yeah. It happens. But 99% of the people I have met, click every time. So, and I decided I'm just going to go at it. It was never really in my, once I learned how it went and learned that the money that I can make is kind of very, very small. I had to get a real job, first of all. Yeah, I had to get a real job. Went back to my old career, still doing that. But I wanted to keep YouTube going because I was having so much fun with it, on the people I was meeting and everything. And that's really the drive behind it now. And I would love to get monetized one day. I think it'd be cool, but the way it's going now, it's cool if it does happen. It's cool if it doesn't happen. I'm not too worried about it. I'm more interested in doing things like this. I told you this last time. This is actually the most fun part of YouTube for me right now, is being on live streams, or being on mine, being on yours, whoever it is, just so you can talk to like-minded people about these things. So I have no plans to quit. I have no plans to go anywhere or stop doing this. Honestly, there's lulls. You and I were talking about this before. I haven't done much the last couple weeks. Just haven't really felt like it. But I'm going to do the lives. I'm always going to do the lives.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing, man. So if anything, the relationships that have been built through this have really been awesome. I've got some really close friends who I call brother, and I mean that, on YouTube. And uh, there's some guys that I would love to meet in person, yourself included with that, Chris. And it'd be awesome. But it's like, even if it just never happens that way and it just ends up like this, it's still really good, man. So I'm just having fun with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same here. I think I wanted to get monetized just to say that I could, like,
Yeah.
it's one of those goals that I set for myself. Whether I whether I made money or not, it's not about the money. It's just proving that I can do it.
Exactly.
Right? Because kind of when I started a channel, like, not that people made fun of me for wanting to do it, but like everyone's like, "You're going to start a YouTube channel?" The guy that gets nervous getting,
Right.
taking a family picture. I was like, yeah, I'm riddled with anxiety.
Right.
And all that stuff. I have a social anxiety. I have depression and all that stuff. If I can do it, and I'm not being a cliche and saying if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Well,
But honestly, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
it is true, man. You're absolutely right about that, because it's like it takes a lot to do it. We're in front of people now. It's not just you and me talking. We're in front of people. People are going to watch this back. You have over millions of people who have watched you. I have 290,000 or whatever it is. But the thing is, all those people have seen you and seen your personality, and they're taking exactly what you're giving to them. So and that's the way it is. There's some people that don't get it, don't want to watch. That's fine.
Yeah.
Totally cool. But the people that do, I mean, I can't believe there is 1,400 people that want to sub to me and watch me. That blows my mind every time I look at my
like
sub count. It's like, I can't believe that.
I still can't believe I'm over 3,800. Like,
right, man. And you have been blowing up. You've been going crazy even since when you were on my show. Like, you just shooting to the moon, buddy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's nuts. But at the same time, like, we're doing a live stream now. There's 9 people.
Right, there you go. There's
3,800, right?
Right?
But it's funny because I was watching. You're familiar with A Punk with Toys, right?
Mhm.
So I was watching his live stream the other day, and he's at 2,000 subs. Man, he's had like 50 or 60 people on in a live stream.
I couldn't.
I'm like that's awesome, right?
I mean, I would love it, but I think I'd get nervous because I'm like you. I'm watching the count. I remember I had Seth Bayer on a few weeks back, and it was up to like 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 28 people watching this. I hope I don't screw up.
Oh yeah, you got to make it good, right? You want them to come back,
right? And then all the people that rewatch, and it's like, damn, I used to get really nervous about that at first, but now I kind of try to take it out of my head and be like, just be you. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And it's not really that simple. And I'm not going to go out of my way to buy all this crap that I don't want to get views or say the right thing to get views. Most of my videos are a complete rambled, unorganized mess, but I like it like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I really don't.
I think your content's great, man.
Well, thanks,
I think we're both way too hard on ourselves.
Definitely.
Definitely. Because I watch your stuff and I think you do an awesome job, and I'm like, man, I wish I could talk
same here,
like
man.
Yukon Phil. I wish I could be as smooth as he is when he's talking, and then when I talk to you, it's like, no, man, it's just this or it's that. And I'm like, man, you do an awesome job, right? So it's I think it's all how we perceive ourselves.
No, it is, and it's the confidence level too. If you have confidence, then you're always going to come across that way. It's always going to be this. Well, you could have fooled me, man. You're doing great. I think you got it. I totally think you got it.
Collecting Havoc said, I thought you were qualified for monetization.
No. I got the subs. My watch hours suck, and apparently all these guys who are coming in, I must be doing something wrong. Well, I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm so sporadic on times when I put up videos.
Warm.
I know. One week I'll put one up at Thursday at 6:00. The next one I'll put one up at Tuesday at 1:00. I'm terrible about a schedule with the videos. There's sometimes I just don't want to do one. So I think that's a lot of why my watch hours are so low. Also, my first 6 months on YouTube was all with the promotion service. Don't do that, because it screws you. I was telling Chris this in the back. I think my sub count's probably over by a few hundred just due to bots from when I did that. Because really all a promo service does for you is just kind of boost your numbers. I don't know if it really boosts your audience, because what you'll see is your watch time will go totally in the crapper. My average watch time is 5 or 6 minutes now. It'll be like a minute. It'll be like 59 seconds, and that's across the board. So recovering from that's been tough. And no, I'm still like 2,500 hours away. Not even close.
Yeah.
No.
No. Most of you do like 60-second reviews and all that stuff. So anything under 60 seconds don't count towards your watch time either, right?
Right. Yeah. That's just after subs is really all that's for, and I don't want to do a long review. So it's easier to talk about this for 60 seconds than it is for
definitely
10 minutes, so.
That's like when I do a review, it's like 20 minutes of footage and I try to get it down to 6 minutes because like 10 minutes is just me stammering over my words.
Right.
And I got to edit it out, right? But I know some people like just the one full review with no cuts and stuff like that. I just can't do it.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I don't know. You tell me. I think reviews are the hardest thing to do on YouTube. For the reason you just said, I think it's so difficult to stay on point. And, I've watched Robo from the Foosh a lot. And I've tried to mimic what he does. He starts at the head, then he goes to shoulders and elbows. But I'm not nearly as witty as Robo is, and I can't throw in all these fun little things that he does. And then by the time I look at the finished product, I'm like, holy crap, I wouldn't even watch this myself, let alone expect somebody else to watch it. So
yeah, I think Robo is kind of unique though. Like he's one of my favorites out there, right?
Me too.
Definitely for sure. But he just has his own. I don't know. He just has his own thing that he does, and I think everybody likes Robo.
The funny thing I've heard about him is actually I heard he's a lot like us. Like he's very introvert and he's very quiet if you see him at a show. And it takes a while to kind of bring the Robo we know out and that sort of thing. So that surprised me. I didn't expect that.
See, I get this weird thing that I do. When I come across the channel, I always go back and look at their old content of when they started out to see, kind of not base myself off them, but like see how much experience they gained and how much they improved as opposed to like where I'm to and everything else. So, but it's funny, like even going back to Robo and seeing where he started out and where he is now. I mean, it's amazing. He used to be
very rigid. He used to be very to the point. Well, let's get this done and get out of here.
But he's got this sense of humor that I'm fondly glad that he's let it out, right? Because, I think he's pretty unique, man.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, so Malgus said, I had a few thoughts of really when I heard Tremolo was doing this, and now I really miss the Saturday night. Give yourself credit.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, because I mean, I worked with Malgus for 14, 15 years or longer, right? So we, when I started a YouTube channel, it's like everyone was like, wow, you really? You're going to start a YouTube channel? So,
I mean, it's growth, man. It shows that you've got the drive and you're really passionate about what you do. So that's great, man.
The Man Collect says, I think both of you put out great content. It must be your name. I'm Chris as well. We got 3 Chris's.
I didn't know that. I did not know that about him.
I didn't know his name was Chris either.
I didn't either. There you go. That's all it is. You got the Chris show. Hey, there he is.
And we got T3 Collects.
What's up, man? Carlos,
two fine gentlemen doing on YouTube. So I'm trying my hand at interviewing Carlos and
role reversal, Carlos. That's what this is.
And it's very nerve-wracking.
Don't be nervous. He did it to me the other day when he was on my show. I kind of, it doesn't happen to me a lot, but I kind of ran out of questions for him. I'm like, dude, do you have anything you want to talk about? He's all, well, let's do role reversal. I'm like, all right, go for it. Knock yourself out. Let's do role reversal. Go for it.
Because it's fun when you're on someone else's channel. You like the pressure is on them, right? So now it's like the pressure is on me, and I don't know if I like it.
It's tough, isn't it?
No, it's definitely a bit different, right?
Yeah, it is. It is, man. It is. I did interview. Yes.
Get back to my questions there. I think you answered most of them, man.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, man.
I had 10 questions about YouTube, but we answered how long you've been making content, and we answered pretty much covered what got you started in YouTube. And you already said where your name came from. So what's your goal for YouTube? Like, what's your end goal?
I think the main goal is really just kind of doing the same thing. You know, there are times when I get a little hung up on the numbers.
Yeah.
And anytime I do that, I take a break. I've had to take several breaks from YouTube. Even one a few months ago. Almost took one a couple weeks ago. Decided not to. Um, but I think the goal really is. I think I've met the goal. The goal was to get to 1,000 subs, just so I could say I did it. Kind of like what you said with monetization. The goal is to make cool people. I want to continue to meet cool people. I want to try to really get some big names.
Yep.
I want to test my interviewing skills on somebody who's been in the in. I mean, we kind of did that with Seth, but there's some people I'd really like to interview, and it's
So
a goal.
who's top of your list?
Robo,
Yeah.
Robo's one. Greg Cook is one.
Yeah.
My list has changed a little bit lately, just due to certain situations and stuff. So I'll leave out a few names that I used to say. Um, I don't know. I mean, really, Robo. If I could get Robo and Greg Cook, I think I'd be happy. I would still like to get Man Cave. Man Cave, if you're watching, answer my DMs, dude. Uh, uh, but I mean, honestly, man, I think the people that I've met, we're all in kind of the same boat. We're all in kind of that 500 to 5,000 sub boat. And we all
Yeah.
have a lot in common with that because we're all kind of going through the whole thing together. We all kind of know, okay, so what did this happen? How did this happen to you? How did that happen to you? You know, what did you do to make this right? What did you do to make your channel better? So I think I really, that is kind of the sweet spot when it comes to interviewing people and interviewing and talking with guys. It's like you kind of want to be in that spot right there with people who are going down the same road you are at the same time. And I think that really, not only does it help, I mean, honestly, I'll be honest. I used to get a lot of envy out of guys. I used to watch certain people and be like, why in the hell are people watching his shit? I don't know why I used to do that, but it's like,
I think we all did that, to be honest
yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Try not
used
to be like it, but
right,
there's times that I watch people and I'm like, how the hell does this guy have
right,
10,000 subs?
right, right.
Right?
Well, and I think the other thing that happens too. So you're going through the process and stuff, and you see somebody get to monetization really quick, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, what did they do? Like, I'm really usually happy for them because most of the time I know them,
Yeah.
but I'm like, man, what could I do to kind of get down there, kind of get there, and be in their spot. Like, again, monetization is not the number one for me, but I'm trying to kind of learn what they did and pick their brain a little bit. And Carlos and I have done this to each other a little bit. I'll ask Carlos, what did you do on this? And he asked me, what did I do on that? And him and I have a really good relationship too, where we're buddies and we talk quite often, and we see eye to eye on most things. And it's like, again, that's really the biggest thing. But there are some people that I really want to talk to. I really want to take my try as an interviewer and as a YouTuber to talk to some of these people and see if I can kind of beat the nerves. I think it's more of a personal thing to where, can I get through my nerves to talk to somebody who has 150,000 subs
Yeah.
and actually get through it without stumbling and not looking like an idiot. That's really the biggest thing, I think. But I really just kind of want to keep it going the way it is. And in order to do that, you have to show the support to people. You have to, you're at Walmart for me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm saying, but I just saw that T3's at Walmart. So I think that's the main thing, man. Just keep going and just keep meeting cool people and being friends. And kind of what T3 said right there in the end for Yukon's meeting all of us in person. I agree, man. That is definitely, I want to meet all you guys in person. The way the world is, I don't know if that's possible, but maybe.
Yeah. Awesome.
We'll see.
Melgus wants to know, the second shelf on your right, what's the white hooded figure?
White hooded figure. Second shelf on my right. This one? That is Obi-Wan. Old Ben.
Oh, okay.
Yep, old Ben.
I got my camera blocking the screen.
Yeah, it's like, it's hard to tell. I would show you, but I'm on my computer, so here I can kind of go freehand there. This is gonna be dangerous, but yeah, that's old Ben. So cool. I changed my display up to where my display. I did a video about this the other day. My display used to be everywhere. So like, I had Star Wars over here, I had DC over here, and it was a mess. So I've got everything kind of situated out now where Star Wars is all behind me and everything else, and then I've got Transformers, DC, Joe's, Turtles. So I think it's finally to the way I want it. You know, you're probably like that. You've probably got everything in sections, right?
Mine's
Or
a
is it
mix.
just everywhere?
My crap's everywhere. It's in boxes.
Hey, you know. Hey, when are you gonna do a room tour? You're gonna do one of those soon, aren't you?
I don't
Have you
have a
ever?
room, to be honest. I just have a little area, little space right here, and that's it.
Hmm.
I don't have anything upstairs.
Okay,
And I don't have a bedroom or anything downstairs
gotcha.
because our house is basically is top level, and I have a little room, a laundry room, and all that stuff there. But then on the other part of the basement is actually a basement apartment that my wife's grandmother lives in.
Oh,
It's
okay.
almost like an
Gotcha.
in-law type of apartment, right? So,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's you know, very limited on space.
Yeah, that's the hard part, man.
And that's
That's
why
the
I
hard
thought
part.
about selling stuff, right? I was like, just sell it off. But my luck is I'll sell it off in a couple months, we'll buy a house or something. Like something will
Right.
change and then my collection's
Right.
gone. And then I'm like, I'm gonna try to buy it all back and I'll end up buying more, paying more than what I
Right.
spent for
Losing
it in the
money
first place.
because we all know that
So
resale does not work very well.
no.
It's a
First,
nightmare.
me being a dumbass that I am at sometimes, I got into collecting. I'm like, oh, it's an opportunity to make some money. This is an investment. No, that's a
No,
profit.
that's not. Yeah, yeah. It's funny that we all say that. Like, oh, in like 20 years, this stuff's gonna be worth a lot. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Did you
No,
find
it's
since
not.
COVID though, like a lot of the prices went down on stuff,
They
like
did. They
the
did.
aftermarket, like
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
secondhand market, whatever you want to call it. But
Yeah. You can't. I mean, your pennies on the dollar anymore. I sold 14 Masterverse figures, $80 for 14 figures. I mean, I invested a couple hundred in those, and it's like it's just not. There's just not a market for a lot of things unless you want to sell stuff like this. You can almost get retail out of these
yeah,
things, or like the Luke, but I don't want to let that stuff go. You want to hang on to that stuff. So it's
yeah, I'm
like,
like that with my Spider-Mans and stuff. Yeah, I can
yeah,
make a few bucks back with my Spider-Mans, but like, why would I want to sell my Spider-Mans or Hulks or something like that? Like,
exactly. Exactly. So that's what makes it hard. If you want to get out of something, you've got to know that you're going to be pennies on the dollar. And if you get a couple $100 out of something you paid 1,000 for, you're actually doing pretty good
yeah.
because the fees are freaking ridiculous. I don't know if when you sell, what do you sell on? What site do you use to sell?
I don't really sell a whole lot, but I have sold on eBay.
Yeah.
I try to sell on Marketplace, like Facebook Marketplace, sell it locally.
Yeah. See,
But
I use Mercari, and I mean, once you get past the seller fee, and then they do a processing fee, you're like 15% down from
oh yeah,
whatever you sold, and
yeah,
it's like, crap. I
it's
sell
rough.
some for $100. I'm only getting 85 out of it, so
Yeah,
it's just you try not to think about it.
yeah. I sold. What was I sold? I sold something a while back. I think it was an AEW figure, and it's one of those chases. So I don't normally sell it, but I was like, well, I paid $20 for it. I'll put it up and I'll try to sell it. And it sold for $75, and I got like $51 out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
This
It's like,
off eBay.
yeah,
It was ridiculous, right?
yeah.
And they take a
It's
percentage of your shipping costs too. So I'm like,
right. Right.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm to the point now where I used to pay for people shipping, but now I have to make them pay for it.
yeah.
Shipping's through the roof. And
Oh,
I mean,
it's ridiculous. I don't know if it's the same in the States, but
it
here in
is.
Canada, you're talking about $30 for an action figure.
Oh man. Okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Like if I want to ship to another province in Canada, it's at least $25 to $30. It doesn't
That's
matter
insane,
if
man.
it's in a box. That's your flat rate for it. It's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I don't think I'm gonna be sending you anything.
It's funny. Collecting Havoc said Man Cave's a good guy.
Man Cave is a good guy. He is. He is.
The only
He is.
way, well, I didn't know who Man Cave was, and he actually commented on one of my videos, on one of my reviews.
Nice. Nice.
And I think he was at 2,000 or 3,000 subs at the time, right?
Yeah, he's like almost
Yeah.
10 now.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
was just starting out, so I was like, "Who's this guy?" Man Cave Collectibles goes into his channel, and I was super excited that someone with 2,000 or
Right.
3,000 subs.
Right.
I was like, "Man,
Yeah.
this guy said I did a good job. He said
Yeah.
I did a good review," and I was so excited, right?
It's verification, man. See, that's the thing. Too. When
But
when
it's funny, like how
yeah.
he found my channel, and I mean, I
Right.
ended up subscribing to him and watching his content and stuff from that. So
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and that's verification that you're doing a good job, man. Because it's like those people that have been around forever. If they say that, then it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of that's saying, okay, yeah, what my friends aren't just bullshitting me. I'm actually doing a good job, you know.
I just think he's just being nice. I don't think he actually believes it.
I don't know, man. He's done the same with me, so I think you're good, man. What does a plane ticket cost? That's a good question.
To here from like say down to the States or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh geez, you're looking at 1,000 to 1,500.
Man,
I would imagine just going from province to province, you're looking at over 1,000. If I left here and went halfway across Canada,
it's crazy, man.
I haven't flown in such a long time, and it was a lot better, but it's pretty expensive.
And where are you near? What part of Canada are you in? You're in
Newfoundland. So we're I don't know if you know where Newfoundland's to.
No,
but we're an island off. Do you know where Quebec, Ontario, Quebec?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's on Ontario, Quebec, and then there's New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, and all that stuff. But we're an island just off, basically separate from Canada.
Okay.
So on the most easterly part of Canada, we're most easterly province.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know why I thought you were on the west side. I don't know why I thought that.
Oh, I wish. I'd love to live in BC or something like that. Beautiful place. Yeah. But
have you lived there your whole life?
Yeah, with the exception of maybe 5 or 6 months, I lived in Alberta.
Nice.
So, yeah, pretty much here my whole life.
Yeah, I've never been there, man. I've actually never even got close. I think the closest I've got is like South Dakota. South Dakota's the closest I've ever got. So yeah, I've never been there. My wife works for a company in Toronto, and you know who Matt About Toys is, right? You know Matt. Yeah. Matt lives in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. I see old Ben behind old Ben.
If I know Malgus, he's geeking out about your collection, man.
Okay, so I've got Kanan Jars. I've got Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan series, the first issue. And I got Mace, Isla Secura, Mace, Obi-Wan, a fallen Kylo Ren. I got most of the Jedi, almost all the Jedi. So, yeah. And then I got the Clone Wars Grievous. Right there. Yep. I spy. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I used to have every Black Series ever made, but then a couple years ago I sold them all and I got into Hot Toys.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, don't, man.
I actually have the new Vader pre-ordered, and that's going to be my first hot toy.
The one with the busted up mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a good one.
I was kind of waiting, and I was like, for past couple years, I was like, no, it's got to be the right one. If I'm going to buy hot toys, it's not going to be any hot toys. It's got to be the right one.
Yeah.
And as soon as my buddy posted that, I'm like, yeah, I have this one. Can you pre-order it for me? And yeah.
What's up, Joe?
That was it.
Joe's not going to like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Hot toys are they're like, I don't like it that I have to be so careful with my action figure. Like that's how I felt. Like I had Commander Cody and he had the antenna. I nearly broke it one time just moving his arm up. Like I know people that'll do reviews where they have to put gloves on, like with the Dark Trooper because they're afraid of getting fingerprints. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like if I want a figure, I want to be able to mess around with it and make him without.
That's the whole point. It looks nice on display, but I like.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I play with my toys. Like I don't take them down and act out scenes with them. Well, man, I like it that I can just grab something and just start playing around with it, just like messing around with it, right?
Yeah.
If I got hot toys, I'm gonna be too afraid to even pick it up or play around with it. And
I would be so mad if I broke a $300 figure.
Yes.
I think I'd freak out completely if I broke a $300. And I didn't pay $300 for that Commander Cody. I paid $425.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. For me, my OCD, I couldn't do it. So I sold them back. Started them because I sold my entire collection for 9 hot toys, and I was like, well, this kind of sucks. I come up there and I'd see 9 hot toys, which look cool, but then all my shelves are empty and I got nothing else. And I was like, well, it just wasn't doing it for me. So. If I'm with you though, if I was gonna buy one, it would definitely be that Vader, with the sliced up mask from Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
that one's
because I was half tempted to sell all my stuff and just have some hot toys, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll see once I get Vader to see what it's all about.
Yeah, dude. Yes, thank you, man. I'll get with you after this and we'll discuss. playing I Spy. See, we said the magic word for Joe. As soon as Joe hears Hot Toys, his ears are ringing. There you go.
Clone Wars Grievous, you happily married.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we all would.
Exactly. Just live. Yeah, I mean, I would too. I have no room for Hot Toys. I mean, they take up a lot of room because I had them in those cases because I wanted to protect them, not get dust all over them.
Yeah.
And it's like it took up a lot of room just for a few of them, and I was like, I can't really do this. This isn't. And I was so far behind when I started. I'm like, well, I wanted Dooku. Well, Dooku's running $400 or $500. I wanted Yoda. Well, Yoda's running $400 or $500. I'm like, I'm looking at this. If I sell everything I got, I'm looking at like 5 Hot Toys. Like this, hundreds of figures. For 5 Hot Toys. I just didn't.
Yeah,
just
I think I'm going to be very selective. We'll see how the Darth Vader is. If I do like him, maybe I'll go into something else and maybe pick up another one. But I don't know.
Yeah.
If not, it's Vader. I don't care. I'm always going to be happy having a Vader on my shelf.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Right?
Did you
if
see
it's
that
another character? Maybe I might regret it, but Vader,
you can always have a Vader and be good. Did you see that SH Figure Arts Vader? There's a new SH Figure Arts Vader with the sliced up mask.
Oh, that looks sick.
Dude, that
one looks awesome.
Like, I'll pay $80 for that. I know it's a 6-inch, but see, to me, that's almost Hot Toys kind of.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So yeah.
Hopefully it is going to be top tier.
I think so.
I'm working on.
Shocking.
Is there a toy? Is there a Crow Hot Toy out there?
Yeah, I think there is. Yeah, I think there is.
I know they put out one in Mezco line, but
the man who's obsessed with the Crow can tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure he. So I do have a few more questions. We're almost at the hour, but I'll try to go through them nice and quick. What's your current setup? So when you shoot reviews and that kind of stuff, are you one of those people that have top of the line gear, or are you just bare minimum?
No, bare minimum, man. I got my phone. This is where I do everything.
Yeah,
I've got InShot. I edit. I shoot. I have a ring light. I put it on the ring light. And I have a folding table and one of those poster things when you were a kid you had to do your presentation on. That's my setup.
Yeah.
So it's very primitive. And
you don't need a lot. And I think that's what a lot of people get kind of like put off about when you're starting a channel. I started out with an iPhone 5S, right?
Right, exactly. And that's
then
all I was ever
iPhone
going to
11,
do.
And now I'm using iPhone 14 just as my camera, and I'm still using my iPhone 11 for now, just as my my user phone, we'll say.
Yep.
Right.
Yep,
I just kind of keep this one. I had a free upgrade, so I just got an iPhone 14, and I just keep it downstairs, and I use it as my camera. But I managed to get almost 4,000 subs using a phone. So
there you go. Well, they say that too. So I've watched a lot of YouTube videos trying to, when I first started, say what's the best thing to do. The best thing to do is not invest a lot into it because you don't know how it's going to go. So use your phone. But I actually stole your idea with the turntable. I actually got the same turntable as you. That thing's awesome, man. It's got those 3 different sizes of turntable.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's perfect because mine, I had a corded one and it looked like it looked cheap. It didn't look right. So yeah, I mean,
this one I just paid $20. And
yep. That's a good one. It works just fine. So no,
it was nice and easy. If you want shorts and stuff like that, it's just, I don't have a lot of time to be making content and stuff like that, right? So usually when I'm sitting down, I'll do a review and I'll record like 4 or 5 shorts of the same figure, and I'll blend a couple of them together, right?
Yeah.
But for each figure, I'm doing 2 or 3 shorts, and sometimes I'll space them out. So, like, say if I did a Stormtrooper, I'll do a Stormtrooper, and then maybe the week after, you know what I mean? Like, I have like 10 or 15 shorts here that's not even put out yet, right?
Yeah. See, that's
I'll mix it up a bit, right?
Way to do it, man. Because it's like, you got to mix it up, and then there's no real reason. I know, like Pixel Dan. Pixel Dan's another one I'd love to have on my show. Yeah. Pixel Dan, Robo, they got studios. Like, they got soundproof walls and everything. I was like, no, man, I don't need that. Maybe if I get to Pixel Dan status by accident one day, then maybe, but nah, I mean, it's so primitive and it's so basic. I don't really do enough reviews anyway to even warrant it. I have a bad habit it's funny. I'm going to say this. I have a bad habit of putting myself on camera too much. The guy who didn't want to be on camera, now I have a bad habit of putting myself on camera with all my reviews. So, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of money in this. I got new headphones, I got a new camera, but that's going to be it, man. Buying toys.
Yeah, I got a little bit frustrated of editing on my phone, just using iMovie.
Mhm.
And like I was telling you earlier, well, I do struggle with doing reviews and I stammer over my words a lot, and editing was just a nightmare for me. So I did invest into a MacBook, but other than that, and I bought a microphone. Other than that, it's still like a MacBook for editing and a microphone, because the shotgun microphone that I had was a blog microphone and it started crackling and everything else. So
Oh yeah, see,
other than that, that's about it. That's all I ever invested into like the channel. So,
yeah, Mr. Fantastic, what's up, buddy?
who else we got?
Oh, T3. I did see that statue. That's a Diamond Select statue from Obi-Wan. That's the one that's got the face torn up too. That thing looks phenomenal. I might have to spend $200 on that thing. That thing looks awesome. Really looks cool.
Checking.
Yeah, man. I just put a room tour on last week, man. So go check it out.
Do I I don't know.
No,
man.
I scared him away. He's not going to do it anymore.
It's too early yet. This is only my first. Let me do 5, and then I'll let you know. But the nerves are settled down a bit. But I think I'd rather be on the other side. I think I'd like for someone else to take control and just kind of be in the other seat for now.
You scared him away
right.
again.
We're at an hour. Can I go through the last few questions?
Let's do it, man.
All right. So what's your favorite thing about making content? I think you already answered that one, but just in case people
just really getting to share the knowledge and share what I've found with people and really just the interactions. That's really the best thing for me right now. Yep.
If there's one thing about YouTube, if you had the power to change one thing about YouTube, what would it be?
Oh, quit promoting all the people that have hundreds of thousands of subs. And I actually really mean that. That's not even a joke. Because there's so many great content creators. We're not even going to go in our group here. There's so many great content creators that I see almost on a daily basis that are struggling, that need a break, that should be pumped up more. I think the algorithm is the biggest load of bullshit ever. Sorry, YouTube, I said it. But I just think that there's a lot of people with a lot of talent that, they're just not being recognized due to the fact they're not consistent with their content, being up at a certain time. They don't say the right thing. They don't kiss YouTube's ass, whatever it is. I think that there's a lot of people that really should be recognized for what they do. I would change that. I would change, I think that's the biggest thing, man. I haven't dealt with too many trolls. There's been a few, so that's been a good thing. But honestly, I think that's I think it's a YouTube as a company thing that I would change the most. Honestly,
yeah. I think it's so many users that it's
flooded now.
There's millions of YouTubers out there, right? So it's kind of hard. But like you said, though, there's so many great channels that are not even, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I run across a new one daily.
Right?
Yeah,
and it kind of sucks, but I love stumbling across a smaller channel, and but even so, there's times now that I'm sitting down and I'll just get on YouTube and there's channels with 30 or 40,000 subs, and I'm like, I never heard of this guy before.
Right. No, I run into that.
Well, it's weird that it's like there's bigger channels into like the same stuff that we're into that I'm just finding out about now. So it's like, so I don't know if it goes both ways or not, but it is so hard for anybody starting out to get some recognition and to get out there.
Well, that'd be a piece of advice I'd have for anybody, man, is like, if you are going to do this, you got to be very persistent when it comes to knowing your community, whether it's toy hunting, whether it's sports, whether it's whatever it is, baking, whatever it is. Get to know your community, because that's going to be the thing that drives you. And that's going to be the thing that will get you, that'll pump you up more. If you have like-minded people and you're talking to them constantly and they're promoting you're promoting them, that's what's going to get you there. It's not YouTube itself. It's not.
Well, the first year and a half, I just kind of kept to myself. I didn't comment on anybody's videos. I didn't put myself out there because I wanted to avoid the negativity.
Sure.
right? And I'm like, okay, if I put myself out there, it's more of a chance to, you know what I mean, to have to deal with that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep to myself. Because there's times that I used to comment on other people's channels and stuff like that, and for some reason, someone just felt like being an asshole and being negative.
But again, for all the negative that you'll see, the positive will outweigh it so greatly that it's like, you know, you kind of learn to just, I don't know if you learn to ignore it, but you learn to just kind of, you know, push it aside and be like, you know what?
Yeah, every time I get a negative comment now, I'm just like, I'll respond with a positive comment.
Exactly,
like,
man.
You know?
Yep, it's true. It's true, man. Yeah, he's right. Mr. Fantastic is right. YouTube's all about the algorithm. And I don't think anybody knows the algorithm except for those people that have like 50 million subs. I don't think anybody else really knows, you know, so
what's your favorite type of content to make? Is it live stream, shorts?
I think right now it's live streams.
Yeah.
I do like the shorts just because they're quick and it's easy, and you know you can kind of get out what you got to get out and be done. Yeah. I like toy hunts, but the problem with toy hunts is when you show the same crap over and over and over because your stores don't restock or reset.
That's exactly why I don't do them, right?
So stale, so stale, and yeah, I mean, and I used to do these videos too where I would just kind of sit there and talk. I'd pick a subject and I'd talk. It would be about toys. It'd be about something else. And, you know, I kind of like doing that every once in a while too. So, I mean, it really just kind of depends what mood I'm in and what content I like. The one I don't like the most is reviews, the full reviews. Those are, like we talked about before, those are really hard. But yeah, I think right now live streams and probably just the occasional toy hunt and talks are probably my favorite right now.
Yeah, same here. I love the live streams. I love being on other people's channels. So far, I've only been on yours. But I would love to be.
Get him on. Come on, guys, get him on.
I would love to be on other people's channels. I don't have the knowledge. I've only been collecting for 4 or 5 years, so I'm not one of those people that's been collecting my whole life. Now, I love toys my whole life, but I've only been collecting for the past 5 years, so I don't have the knowledge to share. And, you know, I don't feel like I have much to offer in a conversation.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that completely.
But that's just my perception, right?
That's your perception, yes. But I mean, honestly, see, that's the thing when you interview too. You always have a connection with somebody, whether it's good or bad.
Yes.
You know, and you can feel it right away. So it's like, you know, I think you're doing a great job, man. I think you did a great job on my show. I think you're doing a great job on your show. It's really just getting a comfort level. That's really the biggest thing, man. That's really the thing that you gotta get the zone, you know. So
one last question.
Okay.
Actually, it's a 2-part question.
All right.
So what's your top 5 YouTubers, toy related? I think you pretty much answered it for the most part. Yeah.
Those are not my type 5 though. They're not.
No. Okay.
Okay. So let's
toy related.
Toy related. Okay. I've got to be careful here. Okay. Robo is probably going to be up there. I don't know. I don't know if they're. So we're not going to put these in order. I'll just give you the 5.
Yeah.
Robo's up there. Foosh is up there. I love the way Robo does it. I love the way everything he does. I think it's good stuff. I like Greg Cook. I actually watch Greg Cook every day. He's on my thing at 9 a.m. my time.
Great. I actually subscribe and follow him as well. Yeah. He puts out good content.
Another relatable guy, a guy that you think you could kind of sit down and have a beer with. You know, that kind of guy.
And he does like models and all that stuff too, right?
Right. Yeah, he spreads it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's very good at 3D printing and that sort of thing. Ed, I got to give it to Ed. Rebels, Reptiles, and Games. Ed's my buddy. Got to give it to him. I'm going to give it to you. You are on, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on your show. I give it to you because I like the way I've actually stole some of your content because I like the way you zoom into your shorts and stuff. And I really admire your tenacity when it comes to doing this and when it comes to just, you know, you don't quit, man. So you're definitely in my top 5. And then Carlos.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Carlos is in my top 5 too. I've always liked Carlos's content, man. He's always been a guy that you can sit down, have a beer with, very relatable.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. I love all these guys. I really do, man. It's really hard to pick 5, but was that 5? I think that's
close enough.
Okay.
All right. So your top 5 non-toy related YouTube. Do you watch much other than toys?
Yep. Matt Walsh. I love Matt Walsh. I think Matt Walsh is great, man. Yeah, a lot of people probably won't agree with me on that, but I love Matt Walsh. I also am a big softball guy, so I watch a lot of softball bat reviews and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So there's this guy called the BP Hero. He does a really good job at reviewing softball bats and that sort of thing. Baseball Bat Brothers, they review high school baseball. There's something about watching guys hit the ball that's just kind of mesmerizing to me. So they're in there. Let's see who else. Gordon Ramsay. Hey, I love Gordon Ramsay. And let's see who. It's all over the place, man.
Oh man, I'm the same thing. Like I try to. This thing, I don't personally watch any toy content for me. Like I watch you guys to support you guys and all that stuff to see what you're up to, what you're finding, and all that stuff, right? But if I had to sit down and just kind of relax, I watch the weirdest crap on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite channels is Beard Meets Food. So it's this guy from England, from the UK, and he just sits down and he does food challenges.
There you go, man. Yeah, I love that stuff.
And I'm so fascinated by that. And Katina Eats Kilos. She's from the US.
She's good. Yeah, I can't believe she. The problem I got with her, does she ever lose? I don't think I've seen her lose. Has she lost? Oh, okay.
She has. Right. And then Beer Meets Food, I don't think he's lost. Like, well, yeah, actually, he has lost a couple. And there's another guy, and it's pretty close to me, actually. It's only like a province. Probably an 8-hour ferry ride. Joel Henson. And he's up there with like 34 or 500,000. But he does stuff with Beer Meets Food, and I'm not sure if he did anything with Katina Eats Kilos. But yeah, I find that entertaining. I don't know what it is. You have so much food, like it doesn't seem natural for that to fit into the body.
Tiny little girl. She's like 110 pounds. It's like
where's it going?
Where is it going?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I think my last one would probably be oh geez, I don't even know. I've been watching this guy that trains alligators. His name's Chris. Like he's got these alligators. Amazing. His name's Chris, huh? He trains these alligators to almost like a dog, man. It's crazy. Like they jump up for the food and he pets them and doesn't get his hand.
He must be born in the 80s. Was he born in the 80s? Seems like Chris.
I think he was, man. Well, it was a big name in the 80s. Yeah.
When were you born? 80?
80.
1980? Oh, okay, I was born in 84.
Yep.
Another channel that I really like is HPI Workshop. So he does like model kits and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember how to pronounce it. Boyle Abi Time.
Never heard of that one.
And Can I Make It? So it was Can I Make It? He takes action figures and he actually repaints them and stuff like that to make them look a lot better.
That stuff's cool too. Yeah, but
I
can never
like that
do
kind
that.
of stuff. So like,
yeah.
Other than like reviews and supporting my buddies and all that stuff, I think that's the other channels that I'm kind of into as well.
The other thing is it's so hard, and I'm so bad about this because the guys that support me, I'm not very good at. But do you ever find it hard to get on everybody's lives? I have such a struggle. I usually just try to pop in and watch for a couple minutes, say, hey, what's up? And then it's like, okay, I got to go now.
Yeah. First, when I started out, it was fine because then it's only like 5 or 10 people, right? But now it's like, we're talking 30 or 40 people that I kind of talk to that I'm going back and forth. Like, I can't sit down and watch 30, 40 videos in a day.
No.
Right. And I just don't have that time. I barely have time to put out my own content. Right. But I try as much as possible.
I do too, but it's tough, man. It's really tough because you want to show the support back and you want to do that. But it's like, I mean, I'd be going from like 5 p.m. to like 12 a.m. every single night. And it's like, I just can't. Got kids and a wife,
Yeah. Well, same thing. Full-time job, kids, wife.
There you go,
2 kids, wife.
There you go.
Cat, dog.
Cat, dog, everything. Everybody needs the attention.
Yeah. You're kind of, torn in so many different directions as is, right? So, I mean, I would love to sit down for 5 or 6 hours a day and watch YouTube, but yeah,
it's tough.
Not possible. So we're at 1 hour and 15. I think we'll probably end it there. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, man. Just gonna say, Yakking with Yukon tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. Star Wars Sith. Tony.
Yep.
Good guy. Real good guy. He's gonna be the guest, and then next week I've got Joe and Colin from That Effing Figures gonna talk to those guys together. Never done that before, so that should be cool. So looking forward to that. And then I don't have another video planned for a while, so I'll get one out when I get one out. But
yeah, I just picked up the Mezco Destro, so hopefully I can get a chance to finally get through that one. I've been excited. I've been waiting a long time for that one. So
Very cool, man.
But to everybody in the chat, if you haven't subscribed to Yukon Phil, I think most of these guys are.
I think they are.
I think most of you guys already subscribed to him. But
Yeah.
if you haven't subscribed to Yukon Phil, please subscribe to him. Same thing with all the people in the chat. Most of these guys, if not all of these guys, have channels. So share love and subscribe to these guys as well. But that's going to wrap it up, man. I really appreciate you popping on and having a chat. And
thank you. Appreciate it.
Getting my first interview out of the way.
You did good, man.
I don't know if it's going to be an ongoing thing. It's less stressful sitting here and unboxing stuff and chatting to people, but
Right.
Definitely a fun experience, man. Like I said, I really appreciate you popping on. So
Absolutely, man. Anytime, man.
Awesome. All right, well, I'll see you around.
All right. See you guys.
All right, guys. Thanks to everybody that took the time to comment, and don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And as always, keep collecting, stay safe, go buy some toys.